So today, I want to talk about the care plan and its importance. I know I was thinking that I would talk about the emotions and the roller coaster, but I think it's important to talk about the care plan, and we can talk about our feelings um, along the way, and maybe do a special session about that in the future. But for now, we definitely need to talk about the importance of creating a plan for the care of loved ones. Um, and I'll, be happy to explain my plan as well. Uh, so, the caring for a loved one who's far away, I think requires a little more than the usual planning. Um, Now, again, in my case, I'm my mother's only child, and she lives 900 miles away. She's lived in her home for 27 years, and I'm where I am with my partner of 24 years, and maybe mom's been in her home more than 27 years. I don't. Anyway, I'm with my partner of 24 years who lives with me here. My adult child also lives here locally where I am. So my mom doesn't have family. Fortunately, as I've mentioned previously, she has a great support system. She has her friends from church, her closest friend of more than 30 years that lives close by and checks on her as well. They check in by phone at least once a day, usually 2 or 3 times a day, sometimes more. So this friend was an immense amount of help to me when I was visiting last week to take care of things. So the reason I bring up the care plan, a lot of people feel that as our parents age, that the parents will come, move in with their child or one of their children. Sometimes it's possible for one of the children to move in with mom or dad. In some cases, there's assisted living that the parents move into and, you know, go through transitional living phases, that sort of thing. So uh, there's lots of options out there. The same choices aren't necessarily right for everyone. So in my case, my mom does not want to um, come to Arizona where I am. It's too hot. Forget that we have air conditioning, Mom. It really would be okay. I mean, we'd have a few logistics to work out with my house. Like, I don't have a shower downstairs that would be, convenient. We'd have to install one or work out a portable shower or something, but we'd figure something out. Um, so, these are things that I think about are, what are the options? What are the choices? My partner is fully on board. Amazing man, so supportive, so encouraging and helpful. is completely on board if we do need to make the decision for mom to come live with me. It's fine. We can work that out. I, however, cannot drop everything and go to where she is to move in with her. Again, I have my own home I have to pay for. I have a job. Uh, my child is here. My partner's here. I can't just drop everything. And I know a lot of people say, well, you do what you have to do, and they would drop everything and leave to go be where their parent is. I don't think my mom would want that from me either. So that's just not the right option for us. Of course, mom coming to live with me isn't, isn't her ideal either. And I understand she has her own home. She wants to be there. So her plan was to live at home and just have people come in and help with things around the house a couple times a week. As we discussed with the hospice people as things are progressing, she thought people could just come in and check on her once or twice a day. We said that's not an option. You need more care than that. So I thought, well, maybe we could get someone to be with her during the day and she could be alone at night. That's not an option for her either. And again, these are options for a lot of people. So the point of this discussion is just to remind everyone that, again, the same answers aren't appropriate for everyone. Some people are capable of a lot more for themselves than others are. Excuse me, time for tea. But it's important to get a dialogue going with your family. Do you have siblings that can help? Can you take turns? I have a friend who actually had to do that. He moved his brother and sister into the house, and the idea for them was they would take turns. They had one who was the primary caregiver for their mom, so he'd be there during the day and take care of the mother. My friend would take over in the evening when he got home from work because he was the primary income for the household. Since his siblings were a little older and retired, he was the primary income, so he kept his job and then would help out in the evenings. But he made sure all the bills got paid and there's food on the table for everyone, that sort of thing. Now, in my case, I don't have siblings to work that kind of arrangement with, but you may. So the idea then moves to, what do you do when the parent becomes too weak or too ill to stay by themselves? They want to live in their own home. We all want that. And I don't know about you, but I want that for my mom. It just isn't realistic at this point. So it's important to get that dialogue going before the parent reaches that point if possible. I've asked my mom for years, hey, come to Arizona, come live with me. If your health gets bad, it'll be fine. I promise we'll work it out. And she's just adamantly against it. So what can I do? I want mom to be happy. We're going to do our best to work it out where she is. You know, so we are exploring options. As previously discussed, we did find a long-term care facility, and um, mom is there now. She has agreed to be there for a couple of months to try it out, to see if she can get her strength up. She really has a strong intention and a goal of getting her strength up so she can go home with part-time care or whatever else she can work out. So for us, the options are we'd really like mom to be able to be at home. Right now, she can't be. I did have a conversation with her this morning where she thought she might resign herself to the idea that she won't be able to go home because she just isn't strong enough to do. She just can't physically do the things for herself that she would need to be able to do. Now, I'm getting, as before, I'm getting messages from the medical professionals. They're telling me that she probably won't go home because she won't live long enough. I'm not saying that to mom. I'm letting mom have her hope. I feel like keeping her positive and giving her a goal keeps her from giving up. And I just want her to be as happy and comfortable as she can be. So if it turns out she can't go home, I know she's worried about running out of money and not being able to continue paying for her facility. And I will say, long-term care is extremely expensive on the cheap end. Where she is, it can be, starting at around $7,500 a month up to $10, $12, $15,000 a month. Of course, full-time care coming in at home. We averaged, $16,000 to $20,000 a month is what we figured it would cost. And I don't know about you, we don't have that kind of money. So what I do want her to have some hope. Miracles happen. As with someone else we knew, she had to travel back to see her mother every couple of months for years. She was told, oh, it's just a matter of weeks, it's a matter of days or months. And this went on for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. So I'm not ready to write mom off. I'm trying to be realistic and just consider all of the possibilities that I can think of. I know there's always something that, that you don't think of. But it is important to at least have some idea about your loved one's care. In my case, we're gonna see. Mom agreed that she wants to stay there for a month or two. She's not excited about it. People don't move quickly enough for her preference to, get what she wants. But she does have a great support system which is also important. So no one person has a large part of the physical burden. She has a guy that goes by the house to take care of her yard, and he picks up her mail and brings her her newspaper. Now, he was doing these things for her at home and, bringing her mail and paper in for her when she's there and watering the lawn, doing the yard work, other small maintenance things. And so she's going to continue having him do that. The difference being he'll bring her mail and her newspaper to her at her facility. She lives, um, she's staying, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes from her house. So it's that big of a, um, not that big of a change to stop by the house, pick up the mail, and take it to where she is. The lady that has been coming in and helping with some housework, making sure mom's dishes get washed, um, doing her laundry. She's going to continue taking care of mom's laundry. She'll go to the facility, pick up the laundry, take it home and wash it, get her different clothes from the house if that's what she wants, that sort of thing. So um, mom feels like she's doing a good thing by allowing these people to continue helping her. She pays them a little bit of money. Um, and of course, they're helping her. And then her friend, very trusted, is helping us with some of the legal stuff that we have to take care of, like letting me know. She helped me go through the papers to find the will and the power of attorney. She will help with filing whatever I may need um, if I can't be there to do it myself. I'm sorry I have to keep pausing. I'm coughing and still have some congestion. So I'm trying here. But mom's friend has been a huge help. And so having a plan, having an idea in place. If you have siblings that can do these things, great. One sibling comes by and helps with dishes and laundry. Another sibling will help with the yard work. Perhaps you can have, a sibling that handles the paperwork or um, her computer issues or whatever. Spread it out. I do think it's important to spread it out. One person can't do it all, especially if you have other responsibilities, if you have children at home of your own, or like me, you live far away. It's important to have to be able to break things up. It's easier on the people doing it. It's also nicer for the parent. The parent gets to have more interaction with people. They're not as lonely. They have something to look forward to. That person's coming in the morning with their mail. The lady's coming in with fresh clothes on Thursday. It's just nice. And it's more company and it's And it's love. I mean, that's what it comes down to, is that person feels loved and cared about, and we all want that. Even if it's less than ideal circumstances. That's when love really shows through, is when you're sick, when you're weak, when you're in bad physical condition and can't do, and people are willing to be there and do it and to help you out. That is so big. I can't even begin to express how big that is and how much it really means and how much it matters. Likewise, for the child, it is also important to have a support system. Uh, People that will help pick up the slack for you a little bit when you can't be home. I had to go spend um, a little over a week up in uh, where my mom is, and I fortunately didn't have to come home to my kitchen being a disaster. My partner's good. He he loaded the dishwasher. I left him with an empty sink and an empty dishwasher. I come home, there are no dishes in the sink. He's loaded them into the dishwasher. Um, he took care of the cat. he uh, he made sure that the mail got brought in. All the things you do when your partner's away and they need your help. He did those things. And as I said at the beginning of this video, he's so supportive and even willing to rearrange our lives and our home so that my mom can come be here if we end up taking that turn. Obviously not ideal for anybody, particularly mom. I have a 2-story home, and as I said, I don't have a shower downstairs, so there would be some logistics. We'd have to work it out. But he's willing to do that with me. And my mom adores him, so they get along. We wouldn't have, you know, I don't think too much family drama, more than, any normal family has. Um, but that care plan really matters. And having a plan for yourself as well. As previously mentioned, I try to begin each day with a few minutes of meditation to keep my mind clear and keep my focus so that I can have the presence of mind and the clarity of thought to take care of things as they come up, because there will be surprises. I know that. And I want to be able to face them. So, remembering to continue to care for yourself. I went and got a reflexology treatment with some aromatherapy the other day after I got home. It's a thing I do regularly because I have, I have my own things. I'm prone to migraines. I have severe plantar fasciitis, and excuse me, and I need some care too. If I can't walk, how am I running errands? If I have a debilitating migraine, how am I reading through paperwork? So it is important. to maintain your own well-being and to have a support system. As I said, my partner, my son calls and checks on me. He calls his grandmother and we talk. And we talk about what we're feeling and what our concerns are and how we're worried that she may not live 3 more months to come home. And what if she does and we have to figure out additional care options because we run out of money and can't afford to keep paying for where she is. So I also have amazing, amazing friends. My friends call me and ask me, how am I doing? How's mom? Is there anything they can do for me, knowing I'm here and she's there? And I've been, stressed out and tired and I got sick. So do I need do I need them to bring me soup? Can they make me a casserole? You know, it's amazing. And it's super important that when those negative feelings and the stress comes up, that you deal with it. Super important. Um, and even just to talk about it for 10 minutes, hey, I'm second guessing myself. Did I pick the right facility? Am I doing the right thing? Am I, um, you know, am I a terrible person for not dropping everything to go and be there full time? Some people can do that, and some people have the means to do that, and good for you. If I won the lottery and had $1 million in the bank, I'd quit my job and be there in a heartbeat. I it it would be a no-brainer. So, for most of us, life must go on. We still have businesses to run and jobs to do. And in my case, we have both. We have our business that my partner runs, and I'm part of it, but not full time because I have my full time job. Um, but people have businesses to run, jobs to do, other family members that need taken care of, like children at home, or um, you know, the their spouses, family members that are also needing care. So it's not like it used to be, where it was a given that as parents aged that they would just move in with their children. With families spread out all over the country, it's not as practical of a thing. So so it is a good idea to just think about it, discuss it with your family, make a plan ahead of time so that everybody kind of knows what's going on. And if it comes to disagreements, families can't agree, well, mom should live with you. You should be the one at your job and go take care of dad. Um, to help avoid some of that, it is a good idea to have, the conversation with the parents and let the parents create a living trust, a living will, um, a medical power of attorney for the decision maker, uh, and have the parents try to get the parents to figure it out while they're still in good health. I think I'm fortunate, and I can't say that it's foolproof or that we're completely protected because I only have one child. Um, Fortunately, he lives in the same state, but we have those discussions about what happens when it's my turn to need care. And he's already made it very clear to me that either he comes to live with me or I could go to live with him. Um, at the present moment, a young man with a roommate living in an apartment, clearly it would be more appropriate for him to come take care of me in my home. He could keep his job. He could keep his support system around him as well. So that's really what I wanted to talk about today, and I thank you so much for listening and um, coming back to my channel and following me through this. Um, it is it just means the world to me. So that support system again for you, make a plan. Make a plan. And you parents out there, make a plan. Don't fly by the seat of your pants thinking everything's going to come out in the wash. So many times it doesn't. There's, especially if there's even a little bit of money and people fight over $50,000 and who's entitled to it and who's going to get the dining room furniture. Make a plan, work it out in advance. I have seen so many people struggle and fight with their families and have relatives come in and take things out from under them just being selfish. Work it out ahead of time. Please don't do that to your children. Please, children, don't do that to your siblings. And figure out who's going to be responsible for what. It may be a tough conversation. Nobody likes talking about illness and death. It's sad and depressing. But I promise maybe I shouldn't promise, but I believe it really will make things easier when the time comes. It really will matter. And it really will help take some pressure off to know what the general direction is. We're not going to get it perfect. There's still going to be things that come up that nobody thought about. There will still be expenses that nobody expected. But if you have a direction and an idea of, of what to expect and what to do about it, it will make the whole process easier. I'm grateful that even though I'm not getting, that I'm I'm grateful that even though there are tough decisions to be made, I know my mother's wishes and that I do have some direction and a support system, and I want that for you too. So please have those conversations, and when we check back with the next video, maybe we'll have more information. Hopefully, we'll at least have some peace of mind. So thank you again, and I will see you next time. Remember to take care of yourself.